and everyone has to fall in line then. And I think if we look into who we bring in, like I mentioned earlier, you did an article looking at saying Ollie wants to go with the youth. That's both in terms of signings and in terms of what's at the club. Do you think there's anyone in particular, well, aside from Aaron Wan-Bissaka's heavily linked, we're looking at De Ligt heavily linked, is that what we're looking at potentially, going with a very young team that might be able to grow together in Ollie's particular style, that you need to train out of them?
But I think when you're mentioning names there, right, Wan-Bissaka, fantastic player, great potential. De Ligt, fantastic player, great potential, good now. He's a leader, right? So then other players that have been linked, like Jadon Sancho. Personally, I think he's potentially really good. Is he going to be as good as Hudson-Odoi? Hudson-Odoi's injured at the moment. I've got my doubts about that. There's been a lad on loan at Wigan all season, Reece James, 18 years old. He won their Player of the Year. I saw him play against Leeds United.
Raving about it.
Yeah, he played against Leeds United, away from home. Leeds United were top of the table. Good Friday. Wigan had a man sent off. He led that team. They had a man sent off. They were a man down. They were a goal down. A man sent off, goal down. He led that team, and they won the game. It was the most incredible game. That lad is a player. All these young players have got fantastic ability. There's quite a lot of them about. You know, United signed a 16-year-old recently. I've got a colleague at work. He goes on and on about João Felix, best since Ronaldo. It's not about that. It's about the structure of the team. So you have to have. You bring in Cristiano Ronaldo in 2003. You bring in Wayne Rooney in 2004. They're great players. But they won't be great players unless you've got solid defence, a midfield that works, attacking outlets, someone who'll score goals. You've got to have all of these things. Yeah, of course. So you've got to have all of these things. And I think, so you open up your war chest, you cross your fingers, you say to Crystal Palace, there's £100 million, can we have Wan-Bissaka? Crystal Palace say yes. You say to Ajax,
I hope so.
Can we, £150 million we'll have Delight. Yeah, brilliant. João Felix, Sancho, well, all of these players, we'll get them all. Fantastic talent. But that's no guarantee that it's going to work. And that, they've got fantastic talent now. Pogba is a fantastically talented player. Whatever people think about him, he's a fantastically talented player. Rashford is talented. Lingard is talented. Lukaku is talented. You have to, Martial, you have to have a way of playing. Because you've seen over the last, 3 seasons, from Pogba, you see glimpses. But you also know now that you put him at a normal number 6 position where you've got to defend and you've got to track back, and he's a liability. So you have to find a way of putting him into the team, or a team structure that will allow you to play. Now, is that, 4 at the back, 2 holders, Pogba going wherever he wants, 2 wide men and a forward, or is that wing backs? But somehow you have to find a way of doing that. I tend to think if you play 3 at the back with wing backs, that's 5, 2 holding midfield players, 7, your goalkeeper 8, Pogba 9, 2 forwards, 10 and 11. I kind of think that's the way that it works. But you're deficient in other areas, and you also, if you're playing 2 centre forwards or 2 strikers, you're not playing Lukaku. He's not quick enough. He can't hold the ball up. So you paid 90 million quid for Pogba and 75 million for Lukaku, but they're not really any good together. And then where does Sanchez fit into that? And where does So that's that. You've got to have a structure.
We're a horse designed by committee, aren't we?
Well, but you have to have a structure, and if you don't have a structure, you can have as many good players as you want, and it won't work.